Hey, what's up guys, Bajheera here. Really exciting news for you that our Bajheera Games and Gains shirts are back on sale, this time with hoodies as well. Keep in mind that you also have women's sizing for the ladies out there. But I want to let you guys know that these shirts are back on sale because you did a tremendous job supporting the first campaign. And I definitely wanted them to be available for those of you who wanted to get some more of them, or may have missed out on the first campaign. Either way, I'll be sure to include the links in the description as well as the annotations so you guys can head over there and check them out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Peace! Hey, what's up guys, Bajheera here. It's pretty late, but before I go to bed, I do want to do some commentary on a pretty beast mode deadlift workout I had. Now this workout was earlier in the week, but I definitely want to share this one with you. So, just really quickly to review my training split while I'm getting warmed up here. I always do a leg day and then a chest day. And ideally, I'll do a back day after that, and then an arms and shoulder workout, and then repeat. So I'm essentially training legs twice a week, but it's really more like, what is it, every 4 days? But every other leg workout, I will anchor my workout around either squats or deadlifts. And this one is deadlifts. So how I do that is I'll do, I don't even really count the sets. I'm just hammering, deadlifts up a ladder, basically. Same thing with squats. And I'll finish off with some pretty powerful sets near the end. And then I'll work into my accessory movements. Whether it's, usually on my deadlift days, sometimes I'll do front squats a little bit, but today I just did a few sets of leg press. But to be honest, after I finished these deadlifts, I was destroyed. I put in a really, really intense effort, which I guess is why I'm calling this, the importance of intensity in these workouts. But I absolutely crushed this workout. So I did my leg presses, and I did some little accessory movements with the hamstring curl and the quadricep extension. Now, keep in mind, every set that you're seeing me do of deadlifts or squats in these leg day videos, I'm also doing a seated weighted calf raise between every set. So I am training my calves. We just gotta, they're just like my traps basically. You just gotta keep hammering them, keep learning the muscle, keep getting in touch with it, and hopefully over time it'll grow. But anyway, for deadlifts, as you guys probably saw in my last deadlift video, I'm not going too crazy heavy, but one of the main things I'm doing is definitely getting nice and warmed up, getting my form together, making sure my back stays nice and solid throughout the movement, and that I have the activation I'm looking for in my legs, because I know that deadlifts definitely engage your back in a big way, but the main reason I'm doing these is for my legs, the hamstring and the glute involvement, but I definitely feel it in my quads, especially when I'm locking out there at the top. So this is just an all-in-all amazing lift that I definitely recommend you guys do once you start practicing it and making sure that you get the form down. I wouldn't go too heavy early on. I mean, it's really worth your while to, in the long term and the short term, to start light, start easy, start learning how to activate the muscles you're trying to work with by doing the movement. And I say this a lot, and I'm probably going to keep repeating it because as you guys progress in your fitness journey, eventually it might sort of sink in, it might sort of hit you at an opportune time about how you are using the weight as a tool to flex your muscles, to contract your muscles against that resistance. It's not just a movement, especially with bodybuilding. You're not just trying to move the weight around. You're actually trying to use this movement and use this weight to flex your muscles, to contract your muscles against resistance, and that's how you're going to get your muscles to grow. So there's a couple things that are interesting about the diet for me is obviously, I'm not taking in as much food energy, so I don't have quite as much energy readily available for the gym, so I'm not lifting as heavy as I will when I'm bulking. And because of that, I'm also doing a pretty low-carb diet, so I don't get quite the same kind of pump in the gym as if, my muscles were filled up with glycogen all the time. So that does two things for me. Is that one, I definitely want to make sure I get really, really warmed up, both for the actual safety side of things, like I don't want to get hurt. I want to have the movements be strong and something that I can actually use to progress. And it takes a long time to get a pump going. And that's a good feeling in the gym. You guys know that, getting a solid pump is a good feeling, and it helps you mentally too. So I'm taking a long time to get warmed up with pretty lightweight for me. And even for my main working sets, rather than packing on the weight, I'm really trying to get lots of volume going and really activate muscles that I want to be involved in this and be mindful about doing that. So you sort of take advantage of a time where your strength isn't going to be at the maximum anyway to try to master these movements and try to master the weight that you're working with. Now, all of this that I've been saying comes with a substantial grain of salt, which is, despite your energy not being as high, despite your strength not being as high, despite wanting to work with lighter weight, high volume, you know, mastering the movements and all that, there is still a big part of me that demands a lot of mental and physical intensity at the gym. And that's one of the things that I personally am trying to stay very focused on, about being focused about my diet and being focused about my training, is that I don't let up. Because just because you're working with lighter weight, it does not mean that you're not going to be working just as hard, right? Or if not harder, you're going to have to push through those feelings of not having quite as good energy, not having quite as good strength. Then that's a mental drain too. I mean, that can be very mentally taxing, and it's been that way to me before, where you get really frustrated that you're not as strong as you used to be. You're wondering if this is the right thing to do. You're wondering if you're going to be making the progress that you're looking for. But me personally, when I grind, you know, for a solid month, and I see 3-4 pounds of weight loss, and it's fat, and it's, you know, I haven't lost a lot of muscle, I'm maintaining everything that I've been working for, and I've lost, you know, 3-4 pounds of fat, and I'm still feeling good, that's a great thing for me. So that sort of motivates me, that sort of keeps me centered in terms of being willing to stick to what I'm doing, trusting in my plan and letting it work. You know, if the model is already set for me and I already know what I'm gonna do, I already have my plan, and all I have to do is just apply my effort, then I'm good to go. And workouts like this, like deadlifts and squats, you know, those are the workouts that demand my absolute best. So even if I'm not feeling my absolute strongest, I'm definitely taking this opportunity to test myself, to activate myself, to give my best to these workouts. You know, and of course, I do want to do this for you guys too. I feel like a lot of you guys are putting a lot of your faith in me. A lot of you guys, I mean, as crazy as it is, like, I'm not an impressive physique. I'm not, you know, I'm just getting started in all of this, just like you guys are. But you guys look up to me, and that's a big deal to me. And I wanna make sure that all of your faith in me, that your positivity, that your confidence in me, that your admiration is well placed. And so that motivates me. You guys motivate me. But so does some of the other concerns, where it's like, oh man, you seem like you're getting weaker. It's like, guys, it's all part of the plan. That being said, just as I use the positive feedback and the love and support and the mutual inspiration that we're experiencing, just as I use that to fuel my training, I also do make a little bit of use of the negative stuff too. And that's okay. I mean, obviously I prefer to hear the positive feedback. I prefer to hear that what I'm doing is making a difference to you, and that you guys are doing a great job with your training and having fun with all that. But when there are concerns about me getting weaker, or maybe, you know, that's insinuating I'm not giving this my best, I mean, that's a reminder to me. It's like, to make sure and think to myself, well, am I giving this my best? You know, am I working as hard as I possibly can at the gym? And that's okay. I feel like that's a fine thing to do. A lot of times when there's negativity, as I will approach that, and I will say, okay, what sort of actual constructive criticism can I take out of this? And anything that's not helpful to me in terms of the negativity, you just brush that right aside. And you know, I don't want to brush you guys aside if you mean well. And definitely when there are concerns like, look, are you giving this your best? Then that's a reasonable question for me to ask myself. So when I encounter that, am I giving it my best? I go after it. So here, this isn't the absolute heaviest I've ever lifted in my life, but 315 for 10 reps, that's no joke for me. So right now I'm working with what? This is 295. I do this for 10. And I'm like, okay, that feels pretty good. Let's keep going for it. I'm not trying to go for any sort of weight that's going to put me in a position where I'm not in control of the weight, or I can't maintain my form. I'm still staying with my discipline in that sense. But if I can work with 315 and have it feel pretty good, I'm going to hammer out some serious reps at 315. I did 2 sets of 315 for 10. And now that is a pretty big deal for me. You guys have seen me doing some deadlifts recently, but there's been a period of time where I wasn't doing very many deadlifts just because it was putting strain on my back, and I wasn't about that life. But I feel like I'm getting my form back together here. I feel like I'm getting the squeeze where it needs to be. I'm getting the contraction where it needs to be. Everything's staying solid the way it should, and I'm feeling really good. And doing sets of 10 with 315 at 195-pound body weight, you know, 100 carbs or less, all those carbs coming from vegetables or Quest bars, you know, all that's fiber anyway. Like, I'm feeling pretty good, and I think that these workouts are the big ones, man. Like I tell you guys, the opportunity for you to give your best to something is a really, really valuable opportunity. And when those present themselves to you in your real life, absolutely go for it. And that's one of the reasons I love the gym so much, is because it provides you a safe environment to really go after something that you're looking for, you know, really tear it up for a workout. And I feel like I absolutely tore it up this workout, channeling the positive energy, channeling the negative feedback that, you know, you can distill into constructive criticism. It's all good, guys, and I appreciate all of it. So thank you so much for your support, guys. Keep it up. If you guys enjoy these gym videos, please be sure to let me know in the likes, in the comments, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!